Hello everyone, this is Miku and I'm better known as Miku Kumar. By designation, I'm the creative head and founder at Miku Kumar, where we design some amazing Indian and Indo-Western outfits for you beautiful women out there. The designation might sound all that cheesy and amazing, but on one fine day, I would be like a production merchant on the production floor. On the second day, I might be like a sample coordinator. On the third day, like a fashion consultant. On the fourth floor, I would be like a warehouse manager. And if things are going perfect, I would be all over the place in the entire building. Well, isn't what entrepreneurs supposed to be like? My entrepreneurial journey started a decade ago. This journey has been full of lessons. Do you want to know them? Let's begin. Number one, there is no substitute to hard work. There is more hard work. If you're ready to start your work, be ready to put your body, mind and soul into it. There's nothing that beats hard work. Nothing works like hard work. When I started my journey, I worked as the production girl. I worked as the cleaner. I worked as the hemming girl. Probably had to take care of literally everything. There were low moments, but nothing works like hard work. I was very hardworking, and even till today, I've not forgotten this lesson, and I'm as hardworking as I was on the first day at my work. So be ready to be very hardworking in case you're going to be starting your establishment anytime soon. Lesson number 2, and it is very important. When I started my business, I had a very small seed capital of 5,000 rupees. Isn't it too less? But then over the period of time, we were able to make a turnover of over 3,500 times of the same seed capital. Now that's what I call business. The lesson is manage your capital very cautiously. Make sure you write down all the expenses and you choose very wisely what expenses can be curbed so that you can grow your business from small to medium to large. We ladies are an expert in managing our savings, so we can easily do that. Warren Buffett once said that when you feel like buying a purse of 1 lakh, gosh, that's so much, that's crazy. But if you feel like buying a purse for 1 lakh rupees, spend 5,000 on a purse, put 95,000 in that purse. Gosh, that feels so rich. That is the way to grow your business. So spend less, invest wisely. That's lesson number 2. Lesson number 3. See, when I was in the initial part of my journey, it was not a very easy one. It was a very tough one. We've had so many clients who would come and complain that your fitting is not right, we're not going to pay you. They would yell at you. So you feel bad. We women are very sensitive and we get hurt because of this sentiment. We somehow get very sensitive and we feel like quitting. I know many of the women actually quit because of such bad experiences. Lesson number 3 is very important and close to my heart. It says, do not take failure so seriously. See, when I was in my school, there was a subject called moral science, and I remember these few lines from that book, and many of my classmates would remember it, and many of you might know it as well. It says, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So if you fail, if you fall forward, you would know what is the mistake that you made, so that next time when you're rising up again, you can avoid that mistake. You get up, you fall again. That mistake is done, you have another mistake. If there are 20 boulders in your way, you would actually cross the 20 boulders, but the 21st will be your journey to success. When you see all the doors are closed, do not think that the doors are closed for you at all. Keep trying. Do not take failure so seriously. There's nothing called failure, I must tell you. If you're hardworking, no failures will ever stop you. Don't get so sensitive about these things. These are a journey of life. In the end of the day, we have a mom who scolds her. We have a dad who scolds us. That doesn't mean we leave them. So do not leave your work. Do not quit your work for such emotional reasons. Try to work out your sensitivity. Try to do better. Try to see the positivity in those complaints of clients. It will only help you go better. Only positive feedbacks does not help you. You need to have some negative word about your work to help you grow. So lesson number 3, do not take failure so seriously. If at first you don't succeed, keep trying, get up, rush, get up, rush, get up, rush. That's the way to be a good entrepreneur. There has never been an entrepreneurial journey that has been always hassle-free. There's never been a day in our life that has been hassle-free. There'll be no meaning to life if it is hassle-free. We are here to have our war, and let's fight it and let's win it. That's lesson number 3. Don't be oversensitive. Don't take your failures so seriously. Lesson number 4, it's very simple. Try to do better than your last creation. You see, how does creativity come to you? So many times we see other people making something and we try to replicate it. That's fine to learn the process, but at the end of the day, if you want to stand out in the crowd, you have to create something better than your last creation. How do you do that? you have to keep motivating yourself. See, daily when you go to work, you're coming back to work, you are actually getting involved in the same cycle of doing the same work. How do you expect better results by doing the same thing time and again? So you need to experiment. How do you experiment? There's something called urgent things, there's something called important things. Urgent things would be master ने ये कर दिया, या आपके employee ने ये कर दिया, या you lacking this raw material. Important things would be, you need to expand your work to this particular multi-designer store where you have to send your outfits and you might have different mode of sale as well. So what do? Try to take the important decisions in the first half of the day. In the second half of the day, take the urgent ones like master ने, sort out your master's problem, sort out your garment problem, sort out your raw material problem. How do you keep doing it? See, the most important thing is motivation. One thing that has kept me throughout is listen to one motivational talk a day. It actually makes up your day. There was a time I read a book called 5 a.m. Club, and it actually inspired me to listen to one motivational talk a day. So I make it a point to jump into YouTube right in the morning and get into one motivational talk a day. It makes my day. Start it today and you'll see what creativity comes to you. Get out of that small shell. Do not stay in that small shell anyways. Just break free. Create something that you want to create. Don't be limited by your client's perceptions. You have to build your client. You do not have to always do things according to your clients. Build your own thing and make the clientele for a thing that you love to make. So the moment you make something that you love, that is self-inspired, that's self-motivated, I'm sure you will go long way in your work profile. Now, lesson number 5 is very, very amazing. It's for all the human beings and all the women entrepreneurs out there who are yet to begin, who have begun, who are facing problems, who've got through those problems. It's a very important lesson. See, we are in a very better position than we were like 10 years ago. But I have a very important lesson that keeps me going with the same zeal, with the same energy, with the same josh that I had like 10 years ago. And that is be humble, be grateful, and be giving. I would meet my client of 10 years ago who got a suit stitched for 90 rupees with the same respect that I would meet a client who would come to me and buy a dress for 90,000 rupees. That's what humility comes from. When you think you are at the top, you've grown, you have outgrown the aquarium, always know that there's someone on top of you. Whenever you think you're at the top, there's someone always on the top of you. So you're never the toppest. Be grateful that God has given you, paid you for your hard work. Be grateful. Gratitude, it works like magic. Be giving. See, you have to give back to nature what you got from nature. Nature has gifted you with all the pay for your efforts that you did, monetary, satisfactory, fame, money, awards, whatsoever. So if nature has given you all that thing to you, you should give it back to the nature. So the important thing is when you have mastered your work, it's very important to teach other people your mastery. When you leave this world, don't take all your talent along with you and don't leave everything to your family, because it is very important to educate the generations to come. This world is your family, not just your own blood relations. So you have to be very humble even after you have earned 1 to 10 rupees, 10 to 10 crore rupees, because there's someone there earning 100 crore in like 1 year. Be grateful. Do not have your ego, pride swell up, because gratitude works like magic. Everything that you give comes back to you. Be giving. Educate the people around you with your business profile so that there are more self-employed people who can give more employment to other people. That's how a beautiful country grows, and you have to pay your part in it before you exit the world with all the assets that you have created in this life. So be humble, be grateful, be giving. That's the way to live. And that's what a true entrepreneur does like. We have many examples in this country. I do not need to tell you. Just Google out and you'll see the wonderful businessmen in India and abroad who've done this, and it works like magic. Well, personal tips for women entrepreneurs or women wanting to be like me. Well, there should be no difference. If there is, there should be one. The difference between me and you is just one, that I make the efforts. Decide on what you want to do. See, indecision is worse than bad decision. Back in my days, I was stuck at an airport and I was going somewhere and through a major crisis. And a friend called and told me that a very big spiritual letter, Daya Mataji said, indecision is worse than bad decision. I followed and it changed my life throughout. Second, make a plan. Make a very beautiful business plan. Work out your expenses. Work out what you want to do next. Invest in your business. Save much. Spend less. Be very hardworking. All these things that I've been telling you. But one more thing. Don't let anyone tell you what your life should be like. In many cases, people are scared of failures, about people's reaction to failures, about your neighbor's reaction to failures, about your children's reaction to failures, about your husband's reaction to failures, about your in-laws not approving you to work. So you have to take your own decision. See, at the end of the life, when you are about to leave this world, you're not going to be thinking what your neighbors told you, what your in-laws told you about your work. You will actually you'll only count the happiest moments of your lives. I'm getting very emotional saying this because these are things that I might have had in my mind 10 of times. I've heard this story 10 of times from so many people. You'll only remember one thing while you're going, what made you happy. So this is one life, one beautiful world. Don't waste it living as someone else's life. Live yours. It's more important to be more genuine to yourself. I cannot be someone else actually. If this is the way I dress up, if I'm putting no makeup, if I like to be the way I am right now, that's my choice. I can't be walking out as someone else because they walk out like that, because I try to preserve my identity far better than I would like to replicate someone else's. I never think of something as failures. That's a very important lesson I would love all you girls to take from me. I think there's nothing called failure. There's nothing called impossible. I think everything is possible. So far, I'm hardworking. There've been hundreds of problems throughout this life of so many years that I've survived on this earth, and I've been so hardworking that every problem found its own solution at the end of the day. But there's one thing I keep doing with it, I must tell you, because this might not suit the day, but then it's very important for me to tell you because I want to be a genuine speaker to all of you guys. Given all those things, deciding what you want to do, just making your way out and doing your business, taking your first step forward, working very hard, not living up to society's expectation, living up to your own, finding a balance in the society, finding a balance in the family. Keep praying, and I believe all your troubles shall vanish a day, and there's no day like today to begin with. So start your day today, make your plans, start your work. If there's anything I'd be able to help you guys with, I'll be more than willing to do that. Thank you guys. Happy Women's Day. Stay strong, stay beautiful. Beauty is more about the strength in your willpower. The beauty of your soul shines brightly than the stars in the sky. It's more important that you make your day to day, whether you want to work, whether you want to have a lovely family, whether you want to have children, whether you want to shift out. That's your life, your call. Think about it today and make a decision today. Happy Women's Day.